There is a school of magic no one ever told you existed, but something inside you always knew. And to enter it, I'm going to ask you to breathe deeply through your nose. Release the air through your mouth and close your eyes. And if a worm comes, or a knot, or something with no name, breathe into your belly. It's just the body saying it's listening. And now, let yourself go. With every breath you take, with every word I speak, and with every note of the music, everything helps you go deeper. And as you hear my voice goes with you. And you will hear my voice in exactly the way that is right for you. And now, imagine above you a beautiful golden light. A beautiful golden light beginning to shine above your head. Imagine this light has the texture of silk, soft as liquid honey. See it descending slowly over your head, relaxing your scalp, your mind, allowing thoughts to drift away. With every breath you take and every word I speak, let that golden light move down into the muscles of your face. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows, the small muscles beside your eyes. Let it flow down into your jaw, your neck. Imagine that this golden light carries everything you need, everything you desire in your life, everything you could wish for. Allow it to move down your arms, into your forearms, your wrists, your hands. Relax your fingers. Relax your nails. Relax the fine lines of your fingertips, your unique markings. And with every breath, you soften more. Let the golden light move down your spine, relaxing your back, vertebra by vertebra, through muscles, bones, organs, cells, through your lungs, between your ribs, into your heart, breathing easily, comfortably. Let it descend into your chest, belly, your legs, your knees, your feet. Relax your feet. Relax your toes. And now, imagine before you a staircase that descends. At the top, a sign. And on that sign, you can read Luminara, the school of magic no one ever told you existed. A school that has always been here, always waiting for you. Before you, 12 steps, each a different color, like a rainbow descending into the earth. And each step glows as your foot touch it. 12. The first step is gold. It glows as your foot touch it. Warm, radiant. 11. Deep green. It lights up as you step on it, and the world above begins to fade. 10. White. A pure white that illuminates everything around you. 9. Honey. Warm and soft. 8. Violet. A violet light that pulses slowly. 7. Silver, like moonlight. 6. Midnight blue, dark as a moonless sky, and the silence deepens. 5. Turquoise, like a calm sea. 4. Rose, soft as the first light of morning. 3. Celestial blue, clear and crisp as spring water. 2. Mother of pearl, softly shimmering with the reflected light. 1. Ruby, warm, deep, the last step. You have arrived. Before you stands a vast crystal door. It opens as you approach, and you enter. The space is larger than you expected. Crystal walls glow with a warm light that seems to breathe with you. Corridors open in many directions. Doors, rooms in the distance, and the scent of lavender and jasmine that your body recognizes before your mind does. You are in Luminara. You walk through the corridors. The crystal walls light up as you pass and fade behind you. The floor changes color beneath your feet. It smells of lavender and rosemary. And you hear voices in the distance. 2 teachers talking by a crystal door. They are not speaking to you, not about you, but you listen. There is a difference between what happened and the story told about what happened. Sometimes the story becomes so familiar that the person forgets they were the one who wrote it. And when they realize they can rewrite it, it doesn't change what happened. It changes who they are now. The words hang in the air. They are not for you, but something inside you listens. Further along the corridor, on a crystal shelf, there is a journal. Its cover is made of ice, but an ice that does not melt, with overlapping scales like those of an ancient fish, and on the scales, engraved as though they had always been there, ice crystal quills, for writing what you are no longer. The words melt, the quill remains. And beside the journal, resting on it as though they were a natural pair, a quill, made of crystallized ice, translucent, with a very soft blue-white light. And as you touch it, your fingers recognize it, as though they had always known what to do with it. You continue walking. The air changes, colder, cleaner. The smell of a grado, mineral, fresh, like air that has never been breathed before. And you arrive at a door that opens as you approach. You enter the chamber of the Crystalline Nymphs. And the first thing you see is not the floor nor the walls. It is the water in the air. Spheres of suspended water moving slowly. Some the size of pearls, others of crystal balls, rising and falling and circling gently through the chamber space without ever dropping. Currents of water that climb the walls and bend in the air and return, as if here gravity had decided not to apply itself to water. The light passing through each sphere creates moving reflections throughout the chamber. Blue, white, green according the angle. There are no shadows, only light from suspended water. The floor is transparent crystal, and on the walls, nymphs made of eternal ice that never melts, yet from which crystalline water glows in continuous threads. They are not inanimate sculptures, they are gardens. The line between art and living being, perfectly invisible. When the light shifts, they seem to breathe. The air smells of agrado, mineral, cold, clean, like a place that existed before any story. There is a group, 5 or 6 people standing, looking at the water in the air with the attention of those who have never seen this before. There is a space for you, and you stand there. And then you realize she was already there, standing at the center of the chamber, with a sphere of water turning slowly between her open hands, as if the water obeyed without being asked. Eyes clear as deep water, the calm of someone who knows what they hold and what they may release. She is the Mora of memories, the teacher of this chamber. She closes her hands gently. The water sphere rises slowly and joins the others, and she looks at the group. The Mora of Memories offers no welcome. She begins where the matter begins, in the middle, as all true stories do. There are stories you carry about yourself, not about what you did, about what you are. I can't, it's not for me, it has always been this way. You learn them so early that you no longer know they were learned. They seem like facts, but they are stories. And there is an enormous difference between a fact and a story. She moves one of the water spheres with a quiet gesture. The sphere passes slowly through the group, as though it wished each person to see it up close. A fact does not change with time. A story changes with whoever tells it. And you have changed. In here, in these chambers, you have changed. What you did, what you felt, what you created, that is real. But the story you told before you entered here may not be true in the same way. She looks to someone in the group, not at you, at the person to your left, and asks with the clarity of someone who guards memories and knows how to distinguish them. What is the phrase you say about yourself that perhaps was never true? The person does not answer, but they search. And you do too, somewhere. The Mora of Memories looks at the group and asks for one simple thing: to close their eyes. To allow a phrase to come, not from the mind, from habit. That phrase about yourself that arrives without being summoned. That has been there so long it seemed as though it had always existed. That is what you do. You close your eyes. And without searching, you let it come. It does not need to be the biggest or the most painful, only the most familiar, the one that appears when things are going less well, the one that says what you are or what you believe you are. The Mora of Memories says calmly, there is no need to judge it, no need to fight it, only to recognize it, to see it outside, instead of feeling inside. There is a difference between having a story and being a story. Here, you can simply see the story from outside, like someone who has read it but did not write it. The Mora of Memories moves slowly to the center of the group. She looks at each person, and when her gaze finds you, in it is the recognition of someone who knows exactly what to hold and what to let go. And she says, almost in a whisper, "What do you truly feel you are when the story dissolves?" And in that silence, something inside you knows the answer, not in words, with a quiet certainty, like something that was always there, and that the question has simply brought to the surface. The question hangs suspended in the air, and the Mora of Memories makes a quiet gesture towards the walls. And the eternal ice nymphs, which until now had been flowing water in silence, begin to move. Slowly, with the solemnity of gardens who know what they hold. They draw apart from the walls, one by one, opening space between themselves, and behind them, a grotto. A grotto made of ice crystals that grow from the floor and ceiling, like stalactites and stalagmites, translucent, with a very soft blue-white light within, as if they held winter light inside them. And you notice, inside each crystal there is something, not images, words, phrases, frozen within the ice. The Mora of Memory says, "These are stories, not yours, about you. There is a difference. They were written when you were younger, when they made sense, when they offered protection. And they stayed here, frozen, preserved, occupying space that you now need for something else." And as you look at the crystals, one of them, the nearest, begins to melt, very slowly, a thin crack, the ice giving way, then a drop, its echo in the grotto. The water that runs is clean, without color, without weight, and with the thaw comes something, not a tear, but the emotion that was always behind those words. Recognized now, seen, like something that waited to be seen in order to finally be able to live. You did nothing, you only felt. You only recognized, like something that waited to be seen in order to finally be able to live. And it was enough for the thaw to begin. The Mora of Memories approaches, in her hands a quill, made of crystallized ice, translucent, with that soft blue-white light. She places it in your hands, cold when you touch it, but not uncomfortably so, like the temperature of a clean winter morning. And she says, "Write, not to keep, to release the story you carry about yourself, the exact words that appeared when you closed your eyes. Write them in the air." And you understand. You take the quill. And you begin to write in the air before you, slowly, one word at a time. The words form in thin ice, translucent, suspended, visible, outside you for the first time. You look at what you have written, and for a moment, you realize you had never seen the story from outside. It was always in here, so close it seemed to be you. And now it is there, suspended, outside, and you are not it. You never were. It was an interpretation, a version, a lens through which you looked, not what you were seeing. And the words begin to melt, slowly, one letter at a time. The water that runs is absorbed by the spheres suspended in the chamber, which for a moment are a little fuller, and then rise slightly, as if the weight had passed to a place that knows what to do with it. And when the last letter dissolves, the quill in your hand is clean, cold, intact, ready to write something else, whatever you wish, with the words you choose, about who you are, not about who you thought you were. The Mora of Memories watches in silence, and one of the eternal ice nymphs, the nearest, who now shines with greater intensity than when you entered, inclines gently forwards. In her hands, a leaf of thin ice, and she reads, with a voice that seems to come from within the water. The story is not you. You write your story. And if you remain in silence, you can hear a voice. It is not the Mora of Memories. It is not mine. It is yours, the one that comes from the depths. And he says, "I recognize the story, and I know I am not it. What remains when the story dissolves is me, more real, more free, more uniquely myself. And now, when you feel it's the right moment, you can leave the chamber. You step out, and as you do, the door closes softly behind you. You walk along the corridor. The crystal walls light up as you pass and fade behind you, as if the school knew exactly where you are. You notice more things this time. a light that changes color as you pass, a sound of music coming from somewhere, a scent that already feels like yours. And there's something different on the way back. It's not the corridor that changed, it's you. You reach the rainbow staircase, and you can climb slowly. 1. The ruby step glows when you touch it. 2. Mother of pearl. 3. Celestial blue. 4. Pink. 5. Turquoise. 6. Midnight blue. 7. Silver. 8. Violet. 9. Honey. 10. White. 11. Deep green. 12. Golden, the last step, and the light begins to reach you. You are almost back. You begin to feel your body, the weight of your body where you are, the temperature of the air on your skin, the sounds around you starting to return slowly. You can move your fingers, your toes, gently move your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and at your own pace, calmly, when you feel ready, let your eyes open. You're back. Your unconscious heard everything it needed to hear. You don't need to analyze it. Let it work. So if in the coming days you note anything different, a calm you weren't expecting, or a moment when you feel more you, it's not a coincidence. It's your unconscious working with what it received. And if the questions from this session come back at you at some point, in the shower, falling asleep, in the middle of the day, let them be. Because everything you heard, every voice, every phrase, every word that stayed. And it will keep working in there, in silence, at your own pace. And if you feel like coming back, Luminara is always open, beneath everything, waiting for you.